In this video, I'm going to show you how you can create an automobile listing website using WordPress. With this website, you'll be able to give your clients the opportunity to add anything related to automobile. And this is the exact website we'll be creating in this tutorial. Now, if I go over to the All As page, you see that we have a quite of navigation right here. If I choose a single listing, this is how a single listing page will look like, where we have the title of the listing, the gallery, where users can navigate to different images. As you can see, we also have the seller information right here so that users will be able to contact the seller. They can get in touch with the seller through phone or WhatsApp. They can also chat with the seller or email the seller. Going down, we also have the date and time on which the listing was added, the location where the listing is, the price, the label of the listing at the moment it's set in new, and then the description of the listing. Right here we have overview. At the moment the listing is having only one view. Users can report the listing as abuse list, and they can also go ahead and share it on social media. Right here are features of the listing. Going down, you can also add a map to your listing. At the moment it is showing Tema, Greater Accra. Users can also go ahead and add reviews to your listings. This tutorial is going to show you how you can add a niche-based listing website. In this tutorial, we are going to use a WordPress theme that is perfectly designed for listing websites. It should be noted that this theme was specifically created for multi-purpose listing websites, but in this video, I'm going to show you how you can use it as a niche-based website. And this theme we are going to use, in my opinion, is one of the best listing themes out there. However, if you want to be able to create a multi-purpose listing website, I have a video link in the description down below that will take you through step by step as to how you can do that. Without wasting further time, let's get started with the step-by-step tutorial. So the first thing we are going to do when creating a listing website like this is to get a domain and a web hosting for our website. To do that, just go over to your browser and enter dikupages.com/hostinger. Hit enter. You can also click on the very first link in the description down below, and this will bring you to the Hostinger website, where you'll be getting up to 75% discount off your web hosting. Take note, I'll be giving you a coupon code that you can use to get additional 10% discount. So going down, you'll find 3 packages on Hostinger at the time of recording this video. They have the Premium, Business, and Cloud Startup. For the Premium, you'll be able to create 25 websites, 50 websites for the business, and then 100 websites for the Cloud Startup. So choosing any of these plans will depend upon your business requirements. For the kind of website we are going to make, I'm going to go ahead and use the business package. So I'll go ahead and click on choose plan. And Hostinger will recommend that you go for 48 months. That is, if you go for 48 months, you'll be getting additional 2 months for free. Isn't this cool? For this demonstration, I'm going to go ahead and use 12 months. And it should be noted that when you start from 1 year going forward, you'll be given a free domain, which is very cool. Going down, this is the amount we are going to be paying. That is almost $60. Remember, I said I will be giving you additional coupon code. So I go ahead and click on have a coupon code, and I enter Swadiku. Click on apply, and you see that the coupon code is applied. Now we are paying $53.89. I go ahead and click on continue. From here, I go ahead and enter my billing details. Click on continue in order to enter my payment details. When that is done, you'll be redirected to your Hostinger panel. I already have an account, so I'll just go ahead and log in and get back to you. Upon login, this is where it will bring you, as you can see. The next thing we want to do is install WordPress. To do that, I come over to websites. Here you'll find a list of all the websites you have already created on your account. For this, we are adding a new website, so I go ahead and click on add website. Then I choose WordPress. From here, you go ahead and enter your login credentials. Take note, the email address you use to register on Hostinger will be populated here. You can change it if you want. Next, we have password. You can also go ahead and change it. So I'll quickly do that. Then I go ahead and click on next. From here, you can choose to create your website with AI or pre-built website and themes. For this demonstration, I'll create a blank site, and this is where you need to enter your domain. From here, you go ahead and enter in your domain name. Take note, remember Hostinger will be giving us a free domain which we can claim. So if you don't have a domain yet, this is where you can enter the domain in order to claim it. But if you already have a domain with another registrar, you can also enter it in here. Then you go ahead and update your name servers on that particular registrar. For this, I'm going to enter carzonegh.com. It will appear right here. I just go ahead and click on it. Then I click on next. And now WordPress is installing on my website. You patiently have to wait for it to finish installing. Alright, the installation is done and it will redirect me to my WordPress dashboard. So that's it on how we install WordPress on our website. The next thing I want to do is go ahead and clean up my website. And the first thing I do is go over to Appearance. Appearance is where we can go ahead and choose a theme for our website. At the moment, this particular theme is active, that is 2025. It means that the rest of these two themes, we don't need them on our website. So what I do is click on Theme Details. I choose Delete. OK. Theme Details. Delete. OK. Unfortunately, we cannot delete this theme simply because we need an existing theme to work with. Next, let's go over to plugins. We don't need all these plugins for now, so I'll just select all, go over to bulk actions, deactivate, apply. I select all again, and I go to bulk actions, delete, apply. OK. And they are gone. The next thing you want to do is go over to settings, then choose general. This is where you can choose a name for your website. I have carzone.com right here. What I want to do is just enter Carzone. I can also add a tagline. Maybe I'll leave it for now. Going down, you want to make sure that membership is enabled so that anyone can register on your website since you are creating a listing website. Going down, I click on Save Changes. The next thing you want to do is go over to permalinks and make sure that post name is selected. Then you go ahead and click on Save Changes. And now we are done with the basic setup of our website. The next thing we want to do is choose a theme for our website. To do this, I go over to a new tab, then I enter dikupages.com/Classima. Then I go ahead and hit enter. And this is the theme we are going to use. Classima classifies as WordPress theme. In my opinion, this is the best classified listings WordPress theme, which you can use to create any kind of listing website. You can use it to create a multi-purpose listing website or a niche-based listing website. As we are going to do in this very tutorial, we are going to be creating a niche-based website, and the theme costs $49 at the time of recording this video. It should be noted that this amount you are going to be paying is a one-time fee. You don't need to pay for updates whatsoever, and you will be getting 6 months support from the theme developer. So all what you need to do is click on Add to Cart and go through the checkout process. I already have the theme, so I don't need to buy it again. Upon paying for the theme, you can download it through the email you have provided when registering on Theme Forest. You can also come over to your username right here, then come over to downloads. And from here, you see the theme. All what you need to do is click on download. Then from here, you click on installable WordPress files only. Upon clicking on it, the download will start. And the next thing you want to download is the license certificate and purchase code. You can either download the PDF version or the notepad version or the text version. So I just go ahead and click on it, and it's also downloading right here. Now that we have our theme downloaded, we can exit from here. Then we come back to our website, go over to Appearance. From here, I click on Add Theme. Then I go ahead and click on Upload Theme. I can easily go over to Choose File. I have it in my downloads folder right here. Take note, it's going to be a zip file. I just select it, then I click on Open. I click on Install Now. And it is loading up here, so you patiently have to wait for it to finish installing. Alright, it is successfully installed. I go ahead and click on Activate. After activating the theme, you see this notification. Please activate your theme using Elementor purchase code to get full theme functionality and customer support. So what I do is click on activate license, and this way I enter the purchase code. Remember, we downloaded a notepad file right here. I'll just go ahead and open it. Going down, this is the item purchase code, so I'll just go ahead and copy it from here. I click in here, then I go ahead and paste my purchase code. Next, I click on activate license. Alright, the license is activated, as you can see. The next thing we want to do is install the related plugins. So if I just go to the dashboard of my website, you see that I have the required plugins I need to install right here. So what I do is click on begin installing plugins. And I have all the plugins right here. I select all, drop down the arrow and the bulk actions, install, apply. They are all installed. I return to the required plugins installer. I select all again, bulk actions, activate, apply. Now we have installed all the required plugins and also activated them. Now if I go over to the front end of my website, I'll just open it in a new tab. This is how my website will look like, and you see that it's not appealing. So what we are going to do is import a demo content onto our website so that it will look exactly as I showed you during the introduction of the tutorial. So if I go back to my dashboard, then I click on appearance. I have the theme right here, but before I go to theme details, I'm going to go ahead and delete this theme. We don't need it anymore. Now under theme, the next thing we want to do is click on import demo data, and from here you will see all the available demo pages, that is the home pages. It is only the home page that will determine how your website will look like, but the rest of the inner pages are all going to be the same for all the home pages you'll be importing. So all you need to do is go through the pages and see the particular one you want to use. For instance, if I want to use the homepage one, I can preview the demo like this to see how it looks like. You can also come here and choose the next one, homepage 2. So this is how they will look like. I can exit from here. For this demonstration, I'm going to use homepage 6. And I have it right here. So upon hover, I just click on import demo. Going down, you don't need to select any of these plugins. Just go ahead and click on continue and import, and this will take a minute, so you patiently have to wait for it to finish importing. Alright, the template is imported successfully, and it took me about 5 minutes to get imported. It should be noted that how fast the demo content will be imported will depend upon the kind of web hosting you are using and your internet speed. Now if I go to the front end of my website and refresh, and this is how our website will now look like. Awesome. And you see that you have all the home pages and the rest of the pages. I'll be showing you how we can customize the menu later on in the tutorial. I can exit out of here for now. Now, assuming you have selected a particular home page, like I've selected home page 6, maybe later you feel that you don't want to use the home page 6 anymore. Let's see how we can switch to a different home page. To do that, I go to the back end of my website. I'll just open it in a new tab. Then I hover on settings, click on reading. Under home page right here, you see that home page 6 is active. Now if I drop down the arrow, I have all the available pages on the website. And these are the various home pages. So for instance, if I select home page 4, going down, save changes, then I go to the front end and refresh. You see that the look and feel of my home page has changed. Perfect. So that's it on how you can switch to different home pages on your website. Now let's create some pages for our website. If I go to the back end of my website, I hover on new, click on page. This page we are going to be adding is going to be privacy policy page as well as terms and conditions page. If you are going to be running a listing website, you will need these two important pages. So the first one is privacy policy, and this is where you enter the content of your policy. For this demonstration, I'm just going to leave it as empty, but if you want to generate content for your privacy policy for free, I have a video link in the description down below that will walk you through how you can do that. So I'll just go ahead and click on save and save. Next, I can add another page, and that is going to be my terms of service page or terms and conditions page. As well, I'll leave a link in the description that will show you how you can generate the content for your terms and conditions page. The same way, you can go ahead and create any other page you want to have on your website. With that out of the way, next thing I want to do is go ahead and customize the website. That is where I can choose a logo as well as some colors for my website. To do that, make sure you are at the front end, then you go ahead and click on customize. From here, I go over to general, and this is where I can change the logo. I just go ahead and remove the existing one, then I click on upload. I go over to upload files, select files. I have my logo in this folder. I'll just select it, then I click on open. It should be noted that the dimension of my logo is set as 153 by 45 pixels. I click on select. There's also a transparent logo here. I can easily remove it and add my own like this. The next thing I want to do is choose a color for my website. So I go back and I click on colors. I'm just going to go ahead and change the primary and secondary colors since they are the main colors. The rest of the colors, that is black and white, I'll just leave them as they are. So this is the primary color on the buttons right here. As you can see, if I hover, the color becomes deeper or darker. So that is the secondary color upon hover. So I'll just click in here, select this. Maybe I will make it a little bit darker. I think this is cool. So I'll copy the color code. Then I'll paste it under the secondary color. Then I will make it way darker like this. I think it's cool. So the color will run through the entire website. Perfect. Scrolling down, let's see how we can customize our footer section. So I go back, then I click on footer. Going down, let's change the copyright section. I'm not actually seeing the complete text. Let me hide this and see. Okay, this is how it will look like. So I want to put the name of my website as well as the year here, and then designed by, instead of Team Radios, I'll put my web agency name there. So if I come right here, Classma 2022 will be Carzone GH 2025, and then developed by sort of Radios team. I'll put Dikupages web, and then the link, I'll just go ahead and enter my web address, dikupagesweb.com, and then if you just click on it, it's going to open in a new tab. Let's hide to see how it will come up. Awesome. The footer menu, I'm not actually going into that. I have a complete video on the Classma team. I will link a link to the video in the description. You can go ahead and check it out. That video is an in-depth tutorial about the Classma team. Take note, I'm only using it on this website to show you how you can create a niche-based listing website. What I can also do is change the shortcut icon we have here. So I go back, going down, I choose site identity, and this is the shortcut icon here. I just go ahead and remove it, then I select a new one. I'll just use my logo, then I click on select, and it is right here. I just go ahead and publish. Next, let's go ahead and add the link to the post your ad button. At the moment, if users try to click on this link, it will take them to the Classma website. Let me show you what I mean. If I go to the front end of my website like this, then I click on post your ad, you see that it takes me to the Classma demo website, and we don't want that. So let's see how we can change the link. I go back, then I go ahead and click on header. Going down under header button URL, this is where we change the link. So I'll just take this one off. Then I go to the back end of my website. Then I go over to pages. That is all pages. I go to the next tab or next section. Going down, I have the page here, post and add. So if I hover on view, I right click, copy link address, then I come in here, then I go ahead and paste. Now the text on the button, you can change it if you want, and this way we can change it. Post your ad, that is on desktop view, and then on mobile it's going to be post ad, so that it will be shorter. But if you want to change it this way, you can do that. So this one I will say add listing, something like that. And then the mobile, okay, that one too can be add listing, why not? I paste it. Perfect. See that has changed. I can publish it. In order to save the changes, I can exit out of here. Now if I try to click on add listing, it won't redirect me to the Classma website. It will take me to this form where I can add a listing. Next, let's go ahead and change this image at the background. If I go to any page, for instance, all pages, so the all listings, you see the same image. If I go to contact, you see the same image. Let's see how we can change it to match with the kind of website we are creating. So I go back to customize, then I go over to header, scrolling down, that is the image here. If you don't want it, you can easily go ahead and remove it, and you can choose a color for it if you want. Maybe I want to use this color, almost the same as the one I chose earlier. So after choosing the color, make sure you select background color instead of background image, like this. Then go ahead and save. Now if I go to the front end and go to any other page, you see that this is how it will look like. Let's see how we can use an image. So I go back to background image, then I go ahead and upload an image. Upload files, select files. Maybe I'll use this image, click on open, it is uploaded, I click on select, and I have it right there. I publish, I exit from here. Awesome. So if I go to any other page, we'll see the image. The next thing I want to do is create a menu for my website. You see that we have a bunch of drop downs which we don't need. We only need home, all as, stores, and then contact. To do that, I go to the back end, then I hover on appearance, click on menus. Right here, I can choose the menu I want to edit, and that is the main menu. I select it, then I click on select. And what I'm going to do is delete the menu, like this. So if I go to the front end and refresh, I don't have a menu anymore. So let's choose the menu, or let's add it up. I'll just click on create a new menu, and I'll call it main menu. I click on create menu, and you need to make sure that primary is selected. It's very important. From here, I can choose the pages I want to add as my menu. So first of all, I have stores. I also have, let's go over to view all. I have the home page 4. Remember, that is the one we are using, and that's what we have as front page. All as, and maybe we can add contact like this. Going down, I click on add to menu. I think the stores was not added. It's right here, stores. I click on add to menu. So I want to have it as home, all as, stores will come after us, and then contact. Meanwhile, the home page, I want to take off 4. And then stores, instead of stores, I will make it dealers, since we are talking about automobiles. All is set. I click on save menu. Now if I come to the front end and refresh, you see my menu right there. Awesome. The next thing I want to do is add some categories to my website. At the moment, it is using the multi-purpose categories, and we want to limit it to automobiles. So I go to the back end, then I hover on listing, click on categories. Since we are not going to be using these categories, I will just go ahead and delete them so that we create our own categories. You can delete them one after the other by just hovering and clicking on delete right here, then OK. Or you can select the particular categories you want to delete like this, then you go over to delete, like this. Or if you want to delete them all at once, you can just select them like this. Bulk actions, delete, apply. And take note, you'll be able to delete 20 at a go. So I'll just go ahead and delete them and get back to you. So the first category I will add is cars. Going down, here we have listing type. The category you are adding, is the item going to be for sale, for buy, or what? So you choose as you deem fit. For this demonstration, all our categories is going to be a sell category. You can also decide to make it buy, so that users who cannot find the particular cars they want to buy, they can come and list it under the buy, so that sellers will also find them. So the sell is for those who are selling, and the buy is for those who are buying. You get the idea. If you want to add an image, you can do so from here. Maybe like this. This is just an example. So I click on insert into post. You can also choose to use an icon like this, and you have a bunch of them. For this demonstration, I'm not going to use any of them. So I'll just go ahead and click on add new category. It is added right here. Next, I want to add motorbikes and scooters. Oops, the spelling is not correct. I mistakenly hit enter. I can easily edit it by clicking on quick edit. So it's going to be scooter or scooters. I take off the slash so that it will generate it automatically. And I click on update category. Perfect. I also want users to be able to sell spare parts. So I have auto parts, or I can just call it spare parts. Then I click on add new category. I also have trucks, maybe comma, vans, and buses. Hit enter to add it up. Maybe I'll leave this for now. You can add as many as you want. Next, let's go over to locations. If I go to the front end and click on locations, these are the various locations we have. So I will show you how you can add your own locations. I'm going to go ahead and delete all these locations. So I'll just select all, bulk actions, delete, apply. Now let's add our own locations. And I'm going to add them based on where I am coming from. So first of all, we have regions, and under each region we have cities or towns. So the first region I have is Greater Accra. Going down, I click on add new location. We also have Northern. Going down, add new location. I'll add the third one, Ashanti. Add. And under any of these, you can add different cities. Let me just demonstrate by adding under Greater Accra. So I'll say Accra, which is the capital of Greater Accra. Then under parent location, I drop down the arrow, then I choose Greater Accra. I go ahead and click on add new location. And you see that Accra is added under Greater Accra region. Maybe I can also add Tema. Then I click on add new location. So this is how you can add locations to your website. You can decide to use geolocation if you don't want to use these manual locations. I've covered that feature in the video I talked about. That is the complete Classmate tutorial. I'll leave a link to it in the description down below. You can go ahead and check it out. Next, let's go over to listing types. So this is where we have the sell, buy, exchange, job, and to let. Let's assume you want to add a particular one. This is where you can do that. So just type it, maybe rent, click on add, and it is added. If you don't need a particular one, for instance, job, you can just go ahead and delete it from here. If you want to edit, just click on the edit button by the particular one you want to edit. I'll just leave them as they are for now. The next thing I want to do is the main settings of the Classmate theme. So I go over to classify listings, then I choose settings. Take note, I'm not going to cover all the settings. As usual, everything is covered in the video I talked about, which is in the description down below. So under general, I'm only going to cover the currency options. So under currency, I'm going to go ahead and make it Ghana cedis. And then the currency position, I think left will do. I just go ahead and save the changes. Next, I go over to moderation. What do we have here? I think everything else is cool here. Next, we have payment. This is where you can enable payment on your website so that users will have to pay for listing their ads. By default, it is enabled. So if you want users to pay before they list their ads, this is where you can do that. But for now, we want to make everything free. So I'll just go ahead and disable it. Meanwhile, the currency, I'll change it to Ghana cedis for future use. The currency position, I need it to be left. Then I click on Save Changes. Next, let's go over to email. And I'm going to go ahead and select all these. So these are notifications the administrator of the website will get when a new user is registered, when a listing is added, and what have you. Going down, I change the name. That is where the email will be coming from. So I enter CarZone GH. The from email will be the admin email. That is the email address you use when you were installing WordPress. And then the notification will go to the same email. If you want to change the email, you can easily go ahead and type it in. I'll leave them as they are. Going down, I want to add a header image so that the emails will be customized. So I click on Add Image. And I'm going to go ahead and use this Insert to Post. The footer text is going to be the site title. The color, I'll just maintain the same color I used earlier, like this. Going down, I just go ahead and save the changes. Next, I go over to Accounts and Policy. And here you need to make sure that account creation is enabled before they can add their listings. You can choose to hide their name. So if this is enabled, it means that on the account creation, they won't be able to enter their names. I want them to enter their names, so I'll unhide it. If you want them to enter their phone number, you just leave this as unchecked. You can decide to make phone number as required. You can make the registration form as separate. That is, if you want the login form and the registration form to be on the same page, you go ahead and enable this. But if you want them to be separate, just leave it as it is. For this, I will leave them as they are. Going down, here, user verification is very important. If you want users to be able to verify their emails when they register, you need to make sure that user verification is enabled. And you can enter the number of times they can resend attempts to verify their emails. I will leave the default. Going down, if users want to register on a website like this, they may want to check out your terms and conditions as well as your privacy policy pages. So I'll go ahead and enable it. And I'll choose the terms and conditions page from here. Remember, we created it as terms of service. Going down, I choose the privacy policy as well. And I go ahead and click on Save Changes. Let's see what we have under miscellaneous. Okay, allowed image memory. So what is the memory size for images that users will be uploading? By default, they have 3 megabytes right here. So if a particular image is more than 3 megabytes, users will not be able to add it. For this, I'll make it 2 just to limit it. Going down, everything else is okay here. So I don't do any other thing. I just go ahead and save the changes. Advanced, I think everything is cool. Tools, we don't do anything here. We also have membership. Membership is important, especially if you want users to pay before they can add listings. For now, everything is going to be free. So I'll just go ahead and disable this. All is set. I click on Save Changes. One other thing I want to look at is under moderation. What I want to work on is listing duration. If users add their listings onto your website, how long do you want it to stay before it will get expired? So if I enter 30, it means that every single listing that users will be adding on the website will last for 30 days. If I enter 40, it will last for 40 days. For this, I'll enter 90. Then I'll go ahead and save the changes. And I'm done with the basic settings. The next thing I want to do, if I go to the front end right here, you see that I have the Classmate logo here. Let me show you how we can change that. If I go to the back end, then I go over to Appearance, then I click on Widgets. I close out of here. Scrolling down under footer 1, I expand it, and this is the logo right here. I just select it, then I click on remove. If you want to have a logo there, you can easily go ahead and choose your logo. But for this, I'll just leave it as empty. I can change the text here so that I don't have anything related to Classima. Down here, we have social links. If you want to use them, this is where you can enter the respective links. As you can see, at the moment, I've just used hashtags just to fill in the space. So they have entered hashtag for 4 different social platforms. If I remove Pinterest like this, it means that I will have Facebook, Twitter, and then LinkedIn. So I just go ahead and update. Everything is set. I refresh to see how it will come up. As you can see, I now have 3 icons. Perfect. Next, let's go ahead and edit our pages. I'll only show you how you can edit the home page so that you can go ahead and edit your contact page. For the listing and then dealers page, you don't need to edit them, just leave them as they are. Take note, we can use Elementor to edit our pages. So I'll just go ahead and click on edit with Elementor. Make sure you are on the home page of your website. The first thing I'm going to work on is the hero section. Now, first of all, change the background image. So upon hover, I just click on the 6 dots right here, that is edit section. Then I go over to style. I have the image here. I just click on it to choose a new image. Maybe I can use this for now. Perfect. Next, I want to change this text just by selecting it, and I can change it from here. I'll just go ahead and enter in this text. And then this text, best classified listing and directory theme. If you want to change it, just go ahead and click on item number 1, and this is where you can change it. So I take it off, then I enter the search form. I just leave it as it is, but if you want to change it, you can choose from maybe different styles. We are using style 1. Let's see style 2. As you can see, style 2, style 3, style 4. So whichever one you want, you can choose accordingly. And I think style 4 is not bad, so I'll just maintain it. Going down, we have popular categories. If you want to change the title, you can just click on it here and change it from here. The categories itself, I select it. Let's see how we can customize it. We are using style 4. Let's see style 1, style 2, style 3. Okay, this is how style 3 will look like. I think style 4 is cool, so I will maintain it. Going down, let's go to number of responsive columns. So on desktop, you see that it is set to 3. I want to make it 4 columns. Desktop, we have 2 different versions, so I'll make everything as 4 columns. Maybe tablets, I want to make it 2 columns. And then phone should be 1. Alright, so let's go over to tablet mode, 2 columns, and then phone. Perfect. Going back to desktop mode, the rest of the sections, maybe I don't really need them, but I'll keep them for now. It's not difficult to edit them. If you want to change the image here, just click on the pencil icon, then go over to background, and this way you can change the image to whichever image you want. If you want to select the actual location, go back to general, and this way you can select the location. I'll choose Greater Accra, and you see it right there. Perfect. Going down, we have the buy and sell online products section, and I like this feature in a tabs mode. So if I click on featured, all featured listings will be displayed. New, it will display all new listings, and then popular, all popular listings will be displayed. At the moment, we don't have new listings. As you can see, all the listings are old, like 8 months ago. That is from the demo content. We'll see how the new will come out when we add our own listing. And this way you can customize it to fit your needs. For this, I'll just leave the default. This section, if you need it, you just go ahead and customize them. So I click in here. Going down, The counter is set to 5,000, that is 5,000 published hours. If there are additional numbers on top of the 5,000, you can just add plus sign here to indicate it. And the text, that is published hours, if you want to change it this way, you can do that. Animation speed is set to 1,000. Maybe you can choose 500 depending upon what you want. I think 1,000 is cool, so I'll just maintain the default. Similarly, you can go ahead and edit the rest of them. Going down, we have pricing section. Since we are not going to be talking about payments, let's go ahead and exit it. Okay, I've missed the how it works section. So here you can just go ahead and enter the content to show your users how they can use your website in some few ways. That is from creating an account to adding their listings. Create account. This way you can change the content. So let me see how it will come up. Sign up instead of create account. And the content itself, this way you can change it. So I'll leave that to you. And we are done with our home page. I'll just go ahead and publish. Let's take a look. So this is how our home page will now look like. Take note, the contact page, I will leave that to you to go ahead and customize. Now that we are done setting up our website, the next thing we are going to look at is how users can add listings onto your website. So I can exit from here. Then I'm going to go ahead and open the website in a new private window. So if I come to the website as a user and try to add a listing, it will take me to the login page. If I already have an account, I'll just go ahead and enter my login details. But if I don't have, I'll click on register in order to have a new account. So I'll just go ahead and enter my details quickly. Phone number is not mandatory, so I'll leave it. Username is Dikupages. Email address, I'll choose my password. I accept the terms and conditions as well as the privacy policy. Click on register. You have successfully registered on our website. Please check your email and click on the link. We send a verification mail to verify your email address. So I have to log into my email address. Alright, I have these two emails here. This one is for the email verification and this one is registration successful message. So first of all, let's see how the registration successful message will look like. So remember, I have my logo here. That is the logo I added to the email template. So I'm seeing this as a client and not the administrator. So let's go back and verify the email by clicking on this link. Your account email address is verified. Now we can log into the website and start adding our listing. So I'll enter my email address and then the password. Click on login. It should be noted that as an administrator, you also receive a message with regards to the creation of the account. So upon login, it will take me to my dashboard. At the moment, I don't have any listings, as you can see, and there are a whole lot of features we can perform here. For now, let's go ahead and add a new listing. Okay, before I move forward, I don't really want to use this form. I want to change it to something else. So let me go back to the website as an administrator. If I go to the back end of my website, then I hover on classified listing. I choose form builder. At the moment, the custom form builder is enabled. I just go over to settings, then I disable it, update options. Now if I go back to the website as a customer and refresh the page, this is how it will look like and this is how I want it. So if I click on add type, click on sell, I'll be required to choose a category, let's say cars. Then I'll just go ahead and fill the form. So I'll enter my car title. I can also choose the pricing type. So I have price, range, and then disabled. The range, I'll enter the minimum and then the maximum price so that users will be able to determine how they can bargain. I can also decide to disable it so that there's no need for entering price. So I'll leave it as price, and then price type is going to be fixed. It can also be negotiable or on call. I'll leave it as fixed. And I'll just enter 250,000. Take note, it's going to be in Ghana cedis. The description, I don't want to type plenty. I'll just copy the title and paste. Going down, I can add features here, and take note, every single feature will have to be in a separate line. So I can say it is black in color, hit enter. It has front view camera. I don't really know car features, so I'll just enter some random items. It has air condition. It also has sound system. I just want to enter some features. Going down, this is where you can add your images, and take note, you can upload up to 5 images. So I click on browse. I'll just go ahead and use these images as an example. And I click on open. Upon uploading them, you can decide to rearrange them just the way you want, like this. Going down, if you have a video link to the car on YouTube or on Vimeo, you can just plug in the link here. State, I'll choose Greater Accra, and the city is going to be Tema. Zip code, address, they are not necessary. Phone number, you can just enter some random phone number. Email is already there. Website, I'm not going to add. Everything is set. I click on accept terms and conditions. If you want to show the map of the location on your website, you don't need to do anything. But if you don't want the map to show, you just go ahead and select this, and the map will not show. I'll leave it as shown for now. And I click on submit. Thank you for submitting your ad, and you see that the ad is being added and is set to pending. So the ad will not be displayed until the administrator of the website approves it. So let me go ahead and approve it as an administrator. So if I come back to my website as an administrator, I go over to listings, click on all listings. I have the listing here. I just go ahead and edit it. So I'll check the name, the description, everything to make sure it is in line with my website. The features are here. The category, if I see that the item wasn't added into the right category, I can change it here myself. In this case, everything is set. I can remove an image that is violating my terms and conditions. Everything is set. I come up here, then I set to publish. Then I go ahead and click on save. Now if I go to the client's account and refresh the page, it will now set to publish. If I go to the home page, going down, you won't see it under featured because we didn't set it as featured. Let's go over to new, and you will see it right here. It's also not going to be under popular because we've just added it. So this is how it will come up. Let me click on it to see how it will look like. This is cool. So you have all the images here. Users can easily click on them to have a look, or they can use the arrow buttons. Perfect. So these are the details of the seller. Going down, we have the date on which the listing was added, the location. It is also set as new. We also have the price, the description. Next, we have overview. At the moment, it is having only one view. Users can report this ad as an abuse. It can be shared on social media. Right here are the featured I added. Take note. And this is the map. It is showing Tema as the location. And users can also come and add reviews. Awesome. It should be noted that when the ad is being approved, the customer will receive a message with regards to the approval. If the listing is being declined, the user will receive a message accordingly. So let's check that message up. If I go back to inbox, okay, I don't have a new message. Let's check spam. Okay, you see that I have it under spam. It should be noted that once in a while, you'll be having messages in your spam. So let's check it out. I can just mark it as not spam. And I go back to inbox and check it out. So this is how it will look like. Perfect. I can minimize this. Now I've shown you how users can add listings for free on your website. What if you want to charge users for adding listings onto your website? Remember I said I have an in-depth tutorial on how to use the Classma theme. In that tutorial, I dealt with how you can charge fees on your website. So go ahead and check that video so that you'll be able to charge your users for adding listings onto your website. In that video, I also showed you how you can use WooCommerce to accept payments. That is, if you are at a particular location where PayPal, Authorize.net or Stripe is not available. So we have come to the end of creating our automobile listing website, and I hope you found value from the tutorial. If you did, kindly click on the like button, subscribe if you are new here, and enable the notification bell so that you don't miss my future videos. In the meantime, you can stick around to watch this video on your screen right now if you want to narrow down your niche-based website. In that video, I show you how you can create a car listing website. Take note, this particular tutorial was based on automobile listing website. So if you want to be able to create a car listing website, go ahead and check the video on your screen right now. Keep watching and I will see you in that video.